Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to Lakeburg Legacies. When we left off in the previous episode, we were taking a closer look at the new and young generation of Lakeburg. Valerius recently aged up a couple episodes ago. He is our one and only prankster, only 20 years old, but he has a career going for him, but he is single and he is homeless. Joining his ranks in the last episode was Chris, by Lakeburg's standard, the most beautiful man in Lakeburg. He and his mother, the Owen family, they have a thing going. They have a thing going in their genetics. The most attractive man and woman in town is basically Chris and his mother. And he became a young adult at 18 years old and is now a mason. So his career is also going well for him, but he is single and homeless, just like Valerius. They have found no one within the local population for them to, date and mingle with. So they're gonna have to be lonely for now. But at least they're gonna be a little bit occupied with their various jobs. And we also managed to build the carpenter's workshop. So we currently actually have 3 vacancies. We have the rodent nest, the fisherman's hut, and the carpenter's workshop. And I kind of noticed, I think with the arrival of the prankster's workshop, we have entertainment now, which is a thing. It's at 82.1% right now. Our population will get a 10% chance to have an amused trait, like a random villager will get a 10% chance every 90 days. So there is that. But also, it's at the level between 60 and 80% where they'll get a 20% chance, like a random villager every 90 days, to be bored. So there is that. Apparently, our faith is at 76, so our population will get randomly the amoral trait, and health-wise, it's at 43.7%. So yeah, our population has a 30% chance of getting the flu. So it's Lakeburg happens to be a bit of a sick town. Although, it's not that bad. I mean, it looks kind of doom and gloom, but I think everyone has a relatively good health. I think. Look, no one over here that I can see immediately is sick. Everyone seems to be going quite well. Look, no sicknesses. Actually, I take that back. Our Lakeburg is a bit of a healthy place, guys. Look at that. No one has, I think if they do have the sick trait, it should show up in life over here. No one has any sickness. Everyone's really, really healthy. Well, Eloise is dejected. I don't know why she's dejected or what she's dejected from. She's dejected and she's frustrated. Okay, Eloise. Okay. So there's a little bit of concern with Eloise. And then we have a couple new parents or young parents, but that's about it. Nothing too drastic is happening with our population, guys. We don't have to worry about anything right now. So, okay, all we have to do is basically see what everyone gets up to, see any drama that might happen, basically wait for recruitment. I think at this point, that's what we're waiting for, recruitment and saving up resources so that we can build either the castle or the building site. So yeah, that's kind of what we are working towards right now. So I'm gonna get time going. I've got some infatuation. Okay, hold on. Wait, what? Hold on a second. Dirty talk. So this is an event between Valerius, the new prankster, the 20-year-old prankster we were just talking about, and our 26-year-old lady of the evening, Emelina Fitzroy. Okay, what's going on? Valerius is well known in the village for his sharp tongue and flowery vocabulary. Emelina, who had a rather strict education, finds his notorious vulgarity quite exciting, but doesn't know how to approach him. This is actually kind of funny and interesting, that Valerius grew up in, I think his parents were farmers, and his stepfather, Luke, is a hunter. So he grew up in a relatively honest and I don't know, I feel moral sort of family. But apparently he's known for like his sharp tongue, and I'm assuming his like, you know, flirtation. Flirtation? Yeah, flirtation. There we go. For a second, I forgot language. And Emelina, the one who ended up being the lady of the evening, apparently grew up in a very non-vulgar family with a strict education. And so she finds this prankster who works not that far from where she is, because the prank shop is behind the pleasure house. She finds the way he talks very different and appealing and irritating, but in a nice way. Okay, Emelina. I would have thought it was the other way around, but apparently not. She's a high-class lady, guys. So she could approach him with subtlety. Ooh, and then Valerius and Emelina would gain the first kiss relationship. And then Valerius would be pleasantly surprised and she would be joyful, but Emelina is married to the new baker in town. This would be an affair. Or we could go for it heads on. Valerius would get the bothered trait because he probably isn't expecting it. And then Emelina would be inspired and charmed. I tend to prioritize options that have like more benefits than negatives, and I think we're gonna approach him with subtlety because both of them get like a good trait from this. And this is like drama, but these guys, I guess, are gonna have their first kiss behind you know, Emelina's husband's back, and he's like all the way on the other side of town. So even if she has an affair or starts something with Valerius, like, what is he gonna do? He can't do anything about it. And I know Emelina is a lady of the evening, okay? I realize that, but I don't think that counts in her context as affairs because it's part of her job, whereas this is like emotions are involved, you know? She's emotionally getting attached with someone else. Yeah, I think that's what's going on over here. We're gonna approach him with subtlety. After numerous rehearsals and much consideration, Emelina decided to make a move. Alas, when she tried to put a plan into motion, she sprawled on the floor in front of Valerius, making him laugh loudly and allowing them to start a conversation. Against all odds, Valerius is in love. Oh my goodness. So, Valerius, guys, Valerius has had his first experience with love with the lady of the evening, Emelina, who is a married woman. I mean, she pursued him first. Granted, she pursued him first, but still. Poor Valerius. Poor Valerius. Okay. We had that drama happening. Oh my goodness, hold on a second. Anything of note? Okay, we have rivals over here. Hubert and Eustace, they work together, they're farmers. We knew from the get-go that they didn't like each other, but they have actually properly become rivals. Okay, so the two farming guys don't like each other. And then we know about the first kiss that Emelina and Valerius just had. So there is an affair happening. And think about it. Emelina's husband, Emmerich, he works here at the bakery, like right in the kind of center of town. And then Emelina works all the way over here in the pleasure house, which is like so far away from the rest of town and so isolated. And the only other place like in her vicinity is the prank shop. And it's the similar situation with the prank shop where he's got no one else around him. It's just him, and then next to him is the pleasure house. So it kind of makes sense that, you know, they would kind of meet each other in between, because they're kind of getting company in between business hours, you know? So I guess it maybe isn't that surprising that something did develop between them. But okay, that aside, guys, we can have some recruitment now. So vacancies currently as at the rodent nest, fisherman's hut, and carpenter's workshop. So let's take a look at who might be able to come in. Okay, so we've got Cosimo, who is 25 years old, of the artisan class. Could be a man of the evening, a livestock farmer, or mason. Okay. And then we have another Marie Rolfe, who's 27 years old, of the peasant class. She could be a seamstress, huntress, a miner. So we don't have anything that we could add. Do we have resources to add in a mason? We do not. What else did we have with Marie? Seamstress, huntress, or miner? Sewing workshop, seamstress, huntress, or miner. Okay, that's a lot of thinking to do. I think we might have to save up. So this is what, 125? This is too many resources. 95. 95 stone. Or is the other one 125 stone? Yeah, 125. Okay, so it's between, so this is 95 stone. And then, what was the, sorry, 95 stone, or the mason is 95 stone. We might go with the mason, actually. Like, we could introduce someone at the, like, sewing workshop, but I feel like mason's workshop is gonna make more sense because it's gonna help us get more stone later on. So we might save, try and save up until we can get the mason. So I might just get Cosimo, and we'll try and get him into the mason's workshop. So we'll recruit Cosimo Blackwood. We'll bring him in. Let's take a look at him. Where are you, Cosimo? You're gonna have to be unemployed for a little bit. But okay. He is a glutton. He is mean, but is also devout. Okay. Okay. And he seems, it seems like he's a bit of a social sort of guy, a social person. In terms of his preferences, he likes feasting, kittens, and meditation. He dislikes music, muscles, and reading. Okay. Well, he's very nice looking, I will say. Why don't we go ahead, get you, it's going to take time for you to be settled into a job, but we can make a match for you, get you someone out of town to establish a household so you don't have to be out on the streets. And actually, I want to change Cosimo's name. Not his last name, I like his last name. What about Christoph Blackwood? We'll do that. He looks like a Christoph. Christoph Blackwood. Okay, we're going to find you a match from out of town. Hopefully she fills one of the vacancies we have. If she doesn't, I suppose it's okay. She can establish a new house at least. So let's take a look. Who are we going to find for you? An average match. Elena is 28 years old, of the peasant class. She is resilient, rowdy, and a bit lazy. Seems like she is an intelligent person. Okay. And let's see, a taster, a teacher, an innkeeper. Oh no. If we get her, she's going to be unemployed, unfortunately. Well, she likes dueling, poetry, and cuddles, and dislikes silver and gold, flowers, and dancing. Because he's mean, they have a minus 3% affinity. Let's send them out on a date and see what becomes of it. Okay, let's take a look. So they're going to start off at the hill by moonlight. We can talk about the benefits of meditation to focus on present moments, or talk about the importance of money in a relationship. We're going to talk about the importance of money. Elena's happiness doesn't imply such futile considerations. And then we're going to get a drink at the end. We could recite a poem or say, what if we abolish the death penalty? We'll abolish the death penalty. But then how are culprits supposed to be punished? Since she was a child, Elena never missed a single public execution. And then we are going to have a boat ride on the lake. We can talk about the importance of big cuddles in a loving relationship, or propose the idea of picking some flowers in the fields. Of course it's going to be the flowers. What a silly idea. Why not leave those flowers in peace? Please tell me it's a failure. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, it is a failure. Wonderful. Excellent. Brilliant. I love it. Now we have Sigrid, who's also an average match. She's 25 years old, of the artisan class, so they come from the same class. She is shy, resilient, and boring. Oh, okay. It seems as though she is a social person. I think like him. I think he's a social person. She could be a dancer, actress, or painter. Oh no. We have another unemployed lady who's going to be entering Lakeburg. Okay, they have some, like a bit of contention with reading, but she likes fashion, the art of war, she dislikes treats, cuddles, and flowers. Okay, let's send them on a date and see how this goes. So this is Kristoff's second date. They're starting off at the inn. We could say muscles are the true pinnacle of human evolution. We'll propose the idea of picking some flowers in the fields. We're gonna go pick some flowers. What a silly idea. Why not leave those flowers in peace? We're gonna go for a boat ride on the lake. We could talk about the latest clothing trends or share the recipe for nougat with the dried fruits. We're gonna share the recipe. Sigrid does not see the point of risking tooth decay by eating sweets. And then we are at the hill by moonlight. We could talk about the honor to be had on the battlefield or worry that books may corrupt the young. We'll say that books are corrupting the young. Sigrid doesn't see the problem. She loves to unroll a scroll from time to time. Please tell me it's a failure. And it's another failure. Have we had like 2 fails yet? I don't know if we've had 2 dates that have not worked out. I feel like one has been the max. Typically the second one works out, but Kristoff, he's being a little bit picky. So the third one we have here is Manon. She's 21 years old and of the artisan class. Look at this. She's resilient, she's romantic, she's humble, she's got all the good traits. Unfortunately, she's a little bit simple-minded, but hey, that's okay. She's a strong sort of woman, okay? And they have a good affinity, which is excellent, and they also have like 2 things that they share in terms of likes, feasting and meditation. She also likes poetry, she dislikes the art of war, dancing and public executions. And let's see, look at this. She can be a lumberjack, miner, or mason. We had these industries, so sooner or later she should be able to find a job somewhere. And it seems as though because she has the romantic trait, she kind of cancels out the meanness that Kristoff has, and they have a plus 2% affinity, so I can kind of see how this marriage would work out. Okay, let's send them on a date and pray that it works out. Let's take a look. We're starting off at the inn. We could criticize those barbarians who see dueling as a pleasant hobby, or we could try and attend the next public execution together. We'll attend the execution. Goodness gracious, Manon finds this invitation anything but romantic. Okay. We're gonna go to the hill by moonlight. We could seek a dancing partner for the next ball in Lakeburg, or recite a poem. We're gonna recite a poem. Roses are red, violets are blue. I live in a small shed and I really love you. These clumsy little rhymes simply melt Manon's heart. Okay, and then a boat ride on the lake. This might be the make or break. We can talk about the sufferings of war, or the gargantuan display of food at the last banquet was simply disgusting. We're gonna talk about the banquet. But Manon doesn't dare ask Kristoff if he's as keen about second breakfasts and afternoon tea as she is. Is that a fail? It's a match! Okay, it's a match. It's a match. The affinity is good. Even though the love meet is at 1, they might be able to work through this in the future. But I like Manon the most out of the 3 women he was with. So they are going to get married. Wonderful, wonderful. And now Manon can establish her own family. Let's go ahead, build a house. She is going to be in the same neighborhood as the Fitzroy family. So they're going to build their own home. And then Manon is going to be the head of the family. Oh, Holloway. That's a cool name, Holloway. Holloway, I don't know. Maybe I'll change it. Wallace family. I don't know, Atwood. Alda, Winterbourne. That is a cool name. Manon Winterbourne. I like it. So this is going to be the Winterbourne family. Wonderful. Excellent. Brilliant. Okay, so hopefully they have a good time with each other. And now we are quite far behind in terms of the wood we needed to save up. We're worrying about Kristoff's job. Let's see, hers was what? Lumberjack, miner, mason. Lumberjack. So 160 wood. Oh my goodness, a lot more to save up here. Or mason. She might end up being the next lumberjack, because we actually need someone to give us more wood, Yeah, we might go with the lumberjack, to be honest. Okay, let's try and they're in a loveless marriage right now, but it could get better. It might get better with time, guys. Oh, oh my goodness, Theodoric has died in his sleep. He was the hunter, wasn't he? He was one of our hunters. At 44 years old, he died. Theodoric Baden had been suffering from a minor sleepwalking syndrome, and one night his tired mind confused a window for a door. Unfortunately, his bedroom was not on the ground floor and the error proved fatal. Okay, Theodoric. Bye-bye. Rest in peace. Okay, hold on. What's been going on? The Ashdowns want another kid, but no. Just focus on Lucius, you guys. And then, you know, the Winterborn family, like Manon and Kristoff, are having a loveless marriage. Theodoric just died. I think this means we have Anne Frost, guys, is now available. Anne Frost is now single, which means that one of our single boys might have a chance with Manon. So we're gonna have to think about that, I think, when we come back. For now, though, I reckon we can wrap up over here, knowing that we have quite a few things to get done when we come back. Quite a few things. We need to, for one, I think, extend our storage limits on the meat. 2, we need to try and save up to get Manon that job at the Lumberjack's Lodge, and hopefully to get Kristoff that job at the Mason's Workshop. And then we have to get Valerius or Chris with Anne. Yeah. Okay, guys. With that said and done, I'm going to leave off. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.